Good afternoon from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Friday, January the 8th market update. On the economic front, today's employment situation report was a big non-event. The unemployment rate was in line at 10%, and the non-farm payrolls were actually a little weaker than expected, and down 85,000. But the market didn't seem to care, shrugged it off, kind of grinded around most of the day, and slowly pushed just a little bit higher into the close. Of course, the dollar was down. That probably had a lot to do with it. The dollar was down. In fact, after the employment report, the dollar just like plummeted down actually on the futures chart. So the dollar was down. Gold, silver, and oil were all up, and copper was mostly flat on the day. Light sweet crude futures were up 9 cents to settle at $82.75 a barrel. Look here at the dollar. We're still holding this area here of support. There was some volume coming in today, but we're still holding this line here on the dollar. So we'll keep an eye on that. I've been watching, like I said, it could be could be a little, that's not what I want to do. Could be a little flag forming here. So we'll keep an eye on that. Over to the point and figure chart for West Texas Intermediate crude. We're still around this area. You know, we printed this 83. We actually went higher today to 83.47. We're still right there, so we'll keep an eye on oil. Over to the Dow. Dow closed up 11 points to 10,618. S&P closed up 3 points to 1,144, and the Nasdaq closed up 17 points to 2,317. And now that we're tracking the Russell, it also closed up 2 points to 644. The Nasdaq had the largest percent gain, up 0.74%. The Dow was the weakest by being up only 0.11%. So take a look at the Dow. Still kind of have a, MACD's up a little bit. Like I said, it concerns me some that the MACD is so much higher here and then not as high here, but the lows are more important than the highs. So keep an eye on that. We're still right here. It looks like we could, it was a good bullish day. There's, no sign of any bears in sight. Look at the SPX. Same with the SPX. It also, we're above this downtrend line on my MACD, which is usually a good sign. Let's look at Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs was down a little bit today. Still kind of consolidating right there after its big move up. And XLF. XLF. Looks like it also maybe it's possible some consolidation. This candle just means indecisiveness. There was about equal buyers and sellers. I do want to go over for today. I want to look at the 5 years again, which I do like to look at from time to time. So we've been watching these 5 years. The Dow, we had some resistance here. We're up through it. The Dow, and trend lines, you draw them, they're kind of subjective, but we're right up against, this area here, which is it's like 10,000, I don't know, 670 to 11,000 somewhere. So we're up some. It looks like we have some resistance on the weekly chart on the Dow. So right here, and we've got the trend line. So SPY looks the same. S&P 500, the SPX looks the same. I have a target, which was that channel, of about 1,145, and we're right there at it. And like I said, I think we have some possible resistance right around the 1,150 or so, and we have this the downtrend line, the bearish downtrend line. So I think we have some possible resistance. But if earnings kicks off next week, if it's really good, we'll probably just go flying through it. It won't matter. And it also depends on the dollar, if the dollar stays weak too. Now the techs look best. The Nasdaq, you can see we've already blown through the downtrend line here a while back, a couple of months ago actually, And so tech has definitely been the place to be. There was a little resistance here on the weekly, right up here in this area. The next level would be up around 20 what 24, close to 2,500, something like that, right in that area. But there's a little bit here, as you can see here. We've consolidated right in this area before, so something else to watch. And the Russell also right here around 650 on the weekly. We're pretty much, very close to that now on the Russell. It should have some resistance here, and it also should have some resistance of the downtrend line. And again, this is on weekly, so we can actually go higher, but actually close lower than, below it, by the end of the week. So, and still not take it out on the weekly chart. So it's just some things to keep in mind. It's been a great market to, as long as you are really good at patterns and watching volume, you can pretty much, just rake in the money right now. So that's the positive note. And it may be that way next week, even if we do have, some problems with some resistance. Gold still looks good, consolidating right here, but still looks good. Silver is just flying, lots of volume. Silver's going higher. The VIX, there is no volatility. It died. Look at this thing. It's just amazing. So, it's just keeps heading down. Just no, the MACD's, still turning down. There's just no volatility at all. No fear, which is a little concerning, but hey, it is what it is. And certainly not keep me out. So 10 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. The industrial transportation index was up about 3%. The insurance index was the weakest, down 0.37%. And of course, today's Friday, so there won't be any chart watch for today, but I will post my weekly watch list on Sunday evening. Let's go over and take a look at the market signals. Of course, we follow point and figure charts for the Dow, Nasdaq, S&P. All three remain on buy signals, and of course, the market remains very strong. And we can take a quick look at the point and figure chart. Look at the Dow. But there's really not to look at. So here's where we took out the triple top, and right here. So the market looks fine. I said a possible resistance. We'll watch earnings next week. Might have a little more volatility, or we could have great earnings out of all the companies, as they start reporting, and we go flying right through it. So that would work for me. So that's it for today. Have a great weekend, and remember to always invest sharp.